Hi everyone, I am Dr. Shehbaz here. In this video, we will learn how to perform a one sample t-test in SPSS using a practical salary example. A one sample t-test compares the mean of one sample with the known expected or hypothesized population value. So you can see in our example, we have salary data for 15 employees. We want to determine whether their average salary is significantly different from the organizational benchmark salary of 50,000. So it means we are going to compare the average salary of 15 employees. Is there is any difference between the salary of each employee and the benchmark salary of organization as 50,000? So first of all, before going to analysis, we need to learn some assumptions and benchmark why and how we conduct one sample t-test. So it means according to our example, salary example in USD dollars. So we have set the 50,000 benchmark. Okay, so a one sample t-test compares one sample mean with one noun value. So it means sample. This is a sample we will receive from the results average salary of 15 employees versus the test value, because this is the benchmark designed by the organization. It means it is noun or hypothesized population mean. So the question is rise. It means is the difference too large to contribute to chance or not? So next, use it when one sample must be evaluated against a meaningful benchmark. So when one sample, one continuous variable, one noun comparison value, because we have already set value 50,000, so it means it is noun. Why we conduct one sample t-test? Evaluate a target, test a policy benchmark, compare with the standard. Do not use it. Why we don't use one sample t-test? Because if there are two independent groups, before after measurements, categorical outcomes. So in this way you can see our hypotheses are the null hypothesis state that the population mean salary equals to 50,000. The alternative hypothesis state that the population mean salary is different from 50,000. It means null hypothesis show that the salary is equal to population mean, and it means the salary is not equal to population mean. So now we see the assumptions, 4 assumptions before trusting the result. First one is continuous outcome. Salary is measured in dollars on a ratio scale. Second, independence. Each employee contributes one unrelated observation. So you can see in my data set, there is a different salary of each employee. Okay, so third one, approximately normality. With 15 and 15 sample size, inspect a histogram due to plot or spirometer test. No extreme outliers. And we need to ensure that there is no extreme outliers in our data set. So first of all, we come back to our example and we are going to do analysis. Okay, we click on analyze and go to compare means, then click on one sample t-test. So we have salaries. We will put this under test variable set. Then we assume the value, I mean 50,000 as organization benchmark. Then we click on OK. Now we get the results. We can see here we have 50 sample size, mean value is $52,900, standard deviation 398.951 and standard error. But the most important results are under one sample test. There is t-value. T-value is 4.696, which is higher than 1.96. It means the null hypothesis is rejected, and degree of freedom is 14, and significance. So the most important thing to see if there is a significant difference or not is significance level. So you can see there is 0.000. It means it is the value of significance is lower than 0.05, and there is a mean difference $2,900. So it means we can say that the null hypothesis is rejected because there is a significant difference between the average mean salary of employees with the organization benchmark 50,000. So now we come back to our presentation and we can see the summary, data summary, and we have 15 sample size. Sample mean there was 52,900 sample mean, standard deviation 2391.95 and test value 50,000. So the sample mean we generated from the results is 52,900, which is greater than 50,000. So it means there is a significant difference between the organizational benchmark 50,000 and the average means salary of employees. So statistical significance shows a difference, not whether it is practically important. Statistical conclusion, if we conclude our findings statistically, we will say that the mean salary is significantly different from 50,000 because the p-value is less than 0.05. And practical interpretation implies earn an average of 2,900 more than the benchmark. So it means there is a significant difference what the employees receive in each month and what was the organization benchmark.